Do you feel we've made any progress at all?
Yes, I do. I think there is progress on several fronts. First of all, the awareness of the campaign has been wonderfully enhanced by the petition, which was launched 2 Saturdays ago in Westbury on a Saturday morning. People did come marvellously to listen to the case and have embraced it wonderfully. Secondly, I think the digital campaign has moved on incredibly. But thirdly, I think more importantly, both the CCG, the NHS Property Services, and Wiltshire Council are becoming more aware both of the campaign, the strength of community feeling, and the very real need to make sure that land, which is currently occupied by the hospital, is used for some sort of social health well-being.
Gordon, you recently met with the NHS Property Services and the CCG. What was the result of that?
The result really was that the need to establish the case for establishing this kind of centre, which I previously described, should be the work on that should start and commence immediately. They were quite helpful in establishing that as a roadmap. However, what the CCG did reveal is that whilst they have known for some time that the hospital site, having closed, would be sold, they have acknowledged that they have failed in their communication plan with Westbury to come and ask people what they want or how they thought the site should be used in the future. Instead, what they have done is readily kept that news to themselves and looked for the highest possible commercial return, which is not necessarily best use or best value for that site. I'm very critical of what they have done in that respect. There is a growing feeling in this country that people feel disengaged with the processes. There's a feeling that people are making too many decisions about things which affect ordinary lives without involving people directly. And I feel that this is a clear example where the CCG have failed to engage with people, taken their views into account, and taken decisions which the majority of the people in Westbury can agree with. Instead, they've taken decisions which the majority of people simply cannot agree to. And in that respect, that's not good engagement, it's disengagement.
Gordon, I understand a quip from one of the CCG members was, "The train has left the station." How do you feel about that?
Well, the train has quite clearly left the station because NHS Property Services will bring their outline plan in June. They have now announced that. So in that respect, the train has left the station because the process has begun. It is a purely planning process. And that's what makes all of this work now urgent. Because if we want to influence what that plan might be, influence what we will get out of that plan, and influence the benefits that it could provide to the community, then we need very much to try to slow that train down, or to make sure that that train follows the course for the greatest good for Westbury community in the future.
Gordon, the campaign now has progressed, as you said. What do you think the next step for us is?
The next step for the campaign really is to change its focus from protest to actually establishing the case based upon need for a new social wellness centre which might emerge from the development which could happen on the hospital site. Let me explain. Under Wiltshire Council regulations, 30% of that 73 housing has to be used for social stroke affordable housing. What we could do, if we were to establish the need for this facility, is to persuade Wiltshire Council to parcel that up together and construct a building which would be used for beds, apartments for people to rent, with social rent which may attract housing benefit, for instance, which would also have within it maybe a restaurant, a library, an atrium, therapy units including occupational therapy and physiotherapy, and other re-ablement facilities which will be available to the wider Westbury community itself, but provide a place where people can go for treatments and assistance in helping them conduct meaningful, healthy lives in their own home.
So how can the Stop campaign encourage this sort of development?
I think Stop has got to now work with Westbury Town Council and to establish that degree of need. It needs to look at the joint strategic need assessment for Wiltshire, as published by Wiltshire Council, as a good place to start. It needs raw data from the Whitehorse Health Centre around numbers of people who are going to hospital, maybe suffering from head injury, of all ages, or who need some sort of rehabilitative care post-acute hospital facility. And it also needs to look at Wiltshire Council's accommodations plan to see if the investment, the commissioning investment into operating such a facility can be established.
Are you hopeful that we will actually have a facility on the hospital site that will be part of the community rather than just a commercial asset to a building company?
Well, I'm meeting with James Corley, who's Head of Service of Wiltshire Council, on Thursday this week, 21st of May, and we will talk about the need for creating an extended care facility based around a care home in Westbury, which I've previously described. I think if both the Town Council taking a lead, working with Stop, working with the Whitehorse Surgery, working with the Community Area Partnership, and maybe with Health Watch, may be able to establish those needs in a way that could stand up to analysis and scrutiny, and this could be factored into the development that comes forward for everybody within the community. But it will take work, and the Town Council has to accept that this will be a concentrated piece of work that needs to be done before this planning application goes too far.
Gordon, thank you for the interview this morning. Hopefully we'll come back to you shortly and you'll have some positive news for us.
Absolutely.